The labor movement. Overview. The purpose of our video is to show how labor unions fought for safer working conditions, better wages, and reasonable hours. Its goal was to abolish child labor, provide health benefits, and supply aid for the workers who were injured or retired. Background info. While a bunch of people had jobs in factories, they were not making any money. It was the owners who were creating massive profits. Their method was to pay low wages for long hours. The labor movement was brought to attention to protect the common interest of workers. This means that factories would not take any actions if one person complained. A whole union would be needed to make changes. Timeline. The labor movement started around the time of the Industrial Revolution, which is when the United States grew dramatically in size and wealth. Advances in technology created the needs for jobs. People then moved to cities to be able to work in factories. On average, a person would work approximately 100 hours a week in the 1800s. Nowadays, people averagely work 40 hours per week. Unions held strikes to demand shorter work weeks to make time for their family and relaxation. The Haymarket Riots had to have been one of the most popular of all strikes that happened on May 1st, 1886 in Chicago. Culture. People supporting the labor movement believed in civil rights, racial equality, women's rights, and workplace democracy. The Knights of Labor was the first national labor union that started the transformation of working conditions in America. It was a secret organization that began in 1869 and was founded by Uriah Smith Stevens. Its goal was to protect its members from employer retaliations. Politics. The labor movement has two main sides: the trade unionism and the labor unionism. Both are considered a group of representatives that unite to make choices concerning the working conditions during the Gilded Age. There was another national labor union called the American Federation of Labor. They had the goal of wanting an overall improved economic standing for all workers. This movement was led by Samuel Gompers. Economics. Wanting to have two distinct classes of rich and poor, we had to add rules on labor such as child labor restrictions and so forth. However, now companies must spend more money on workers and give them better and more expensive conditions. Society. The labor movement strives to bring social justice to our nation. To fix our nation's cruelness towards the working people, our society changed drastically during the labor movement. Children's lives were changed due to reduced hours of work or not even being allowed to work. The 14-hour days children used to work in factories were lowered drastically, allowing the children to do other things such as school and socialize with others. Review. The labor movement helped achieve better working conditions nationwide. Workers became more satisfied with their weekly hours and matching up with their wages. Child labor laws stated you may not work under the age of 14. Children from ages 14 to 16 were only allowed to work a certain amount of hours. Works cited. The end.